and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on your future children. I've not done one of these readings before, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Basically, we're just going to look at how many you might have, whether they're going to be boys or girls, what their personalities might be like, what your relationship with them might be like, that kind of thing. Now, do remember this is a general reading, so not everything will be for everybody. And second of all, things do change in the future based on our actions as we go along. We do have free will. So whatever the reading might say now may change based on your actions going forward. Or if you don't like what the reading has to say, you might be able to change that up going in the future as well. I just kind of wanted to give that little warning out there to let you know. But this is, to kind of get an idea of what's going to go on and what's going to happen. If you're unfamiliar with pick-a-pile readings, basically you have 3 different piles here to choose from. And you can decide which pile to go and look at. And whichever one resonates with you the most, whichever one is drawing you in the most. To help you decide, we put baby buggies on each one of them here. So pile 1 has a blue and a white buggy. Pile 2 has a yellow and a green buggy. And pile 3 has a purple and a pink buggy. Okay, so pile 1, 2, and 3. And you basically kind of close your eyes, take a deep breath, and whichever pile you're most drawn to, whichever one you feel you're basically a string between your navel and the pile, you're being pulled and tugged towards that pile, that's the one you should watch. Not the one that has your favorite colors on it. Not the one that the light's hitting just right and looks kind of pretty to you. But one that your gut is pulling you towards, because that'll have the best resonating messages for you, or should, okay? I would love to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel recently, who has left links to the channel on their social media accounts so that people can check us out, and everybody who's commented and left likes on the videos. Those things are helping us grow. They're helping other people find our channel, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for all of those things. I also would love to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you like your reading, and to check out our other videos while you're here. All right, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then there will be timestamps in the description that you can click on and take you directly to your pile when you're ready. See you there. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the blue and the white little baby buggies here, I think these are so adorable. I thought they would work out really well for the reading, so I went ahead and chose those. Now, we do have our tarot cards we're going to look at. We also are going to look at a few charms, and we also are going to do our oracle spheres. So you could be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. And you might be thinking of one about your future children. That might be an appropriate one for this reading. Remember, this is on your future children. How many, whether they're boys or girls, what their personalities might be like, what the relationship with you might be like, that kind of things. Just whatever happens to come through with the reading today. Whatever Spirit would like us to know, we're going to find out. All right, let's see what we've got. The Ace of Cups, the Hermit, okay, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Wands, interesting, the Seven of Pentacles, the Lord of Shadows, the Lovers, the Magician, and the Five of Swords. I'm sorry. Okay, what I kind of got the impression of right away with this is I do think you guys might have a little trouble having children. You might have had or are going to have maybe some miscarriages, maybe some losses associating, or maybe difficulties getting pregnant. You might have to have some extra special intervention to help you have a baby, that kind of thing. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. But the good news is, because I know how hard all of that is, and I'm so sorry if you guys have been going through any of that experiences, because I know what that's like. Um, but what I'm kind of seeing here is I do think you will have a successful pregnancy, and I do think you are going to have a baby. I believe it will be a boy. Okay. I think he's going to be a very special boy. I think he's going to be a very hard worker. I think you're going to have. I do think that you might have a little trouble when he's young, where you might feel a little separation from him some, or you might not connect with him really well. Maybe at some point, I'm thinking about maybe 8, 10 years old. There might be a little bit going on there, a little bit of a separation. But then I think as he grows up, and as he becomes a man, like I said, I think he's going to be a very hard worker. And I feel like he might go into the military. It's possible, but maybe not so much there. But I do feel like he's going to be a very responsible type of individual. Somebody who's going to put stuff out there for society, do some good in society, that kind of thing. I do feel like I said, hard worker keeps coming to mind for some reason. I really feel like he's going to be a great help to you when he's young. He's going to be willing to help out, do things that you need. He's got a very sweet personality, too. I feel like he's kind of a loner, maybe bookish, likes to do things on his own. I think he's very crafty, likes to he's kind of creative. I sensed a magical ability earlier too, so I feel like he might be kind of, when I said he was a very special boy, I think that's kind of what I was thinking, where he can kind of manifest things that he wants in this life. He can kind of, you know how, especially when some children are young, they go along and they seem happy a lot of the times, and they seem very lucky. Things around them seem to go very smoothly and very well, and they just seem kind of special when you look at them, and they're kind of have that glow about them or whatever. That's kind of the specialness I'm getting about this child. And I do feel you're going to feel very special about him, of course, because it was very hard to conceive him and to have him and so forth. So I think he's going to mean a lot to you, and that you're going to be very close with him. I feel like you might be worried about his health or his well-being. I think you're going to look out for him a lot, and maybe it's because he's your only child. I would like to kind of warn you not to do that too tightly, though. He is a sensitive child. You might feel like he's a little fragile, or you're worried about him or whatever. But try not to take that to the extremes too much. I kind of just wanted to kind of throw that out there for you, just to let you know. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our charms and see if we have any other things that might tell us a little bit more about him or your relationship, and then we'll look at our oracle spheres as well. Okay. Okay, I do see the Three of Spades. I see that as, the possibility of heartache and you having the problems that you had there, so forth. We do have a couple of Cupid type symbols here, and we also have the Lover's card. I do feel like you're going to have a very special partner in this, somebody who's going to really help you out with this, and you're going to go through this together. And you're going to feel really, really good about this, because I just feel like that's something that you're going to need to go through here. We do have a couple of other really good symbols here. We do have some interesting things. We have 3 letters here. We have an S, Q, and K. Those could be initials. Those might be initials, you know, of your son. They might be, you know, something else might come to mind when you run across that, or they might mean something specific to you or special to you. So I'm going to throw that out there for you to look at. We do have some musical symbols. So when I said he was creative and so forth, he might be musical. He might have some, you know, musical abilities rather than, you know, artistic ones so much. You know, he might write music or play the guitar or drums or other things like that. We do have the dragon here, and I think, to me, I instantly think of the, oh, how do you want to put that? The motherly dragon, you know, where basically you're going to be very protective of him, like I was mentioning earlier. That's kind of where I'm getting that. We do have the diamond, which I think is a good symbol that, you know, for good luck. And we also have the star dream. So it's okay to dream about this and wish for it and hope for it. Okay, so that's the energy I'm getting there. Let's go ahead and look at our oracle spheres. Now this is where you ask your yes or no type of question. We have 4 different stands that the answers can go on. We have gold, purple, green, and blue. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you pick which stand you'd like to have your answer appear on. And then what we do is we go through and we get our answers here. Now the answers are yes or no type of answers. They are things like probable, maybe, yes, no, not now, things like that. Okay, so when you think of your question, keep those answers in mind of how to phrase your question, and then we'll go through and get our answers. If there's other ways that you can utilize these, go ahead and do that too if you found other ways to utilize the spheres. Okay, so here we go. The very first one, gold, is a not sure. Number 2, purple, is a maybe. Number 3, green, is a not now. And a number 4, blue, is a probable. All right, so there's our oracle sphere answers for the week. Guys, this was kind of a fun little reading. It was kind of interesting to see what would come through. I'm really excited to hear about your son coming along, and I hope that that works out very well for you. If you like the reading, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the channel with your friends and family. If you put a link to the channel out there on all your social media accounts, they get a chance to check us out and look at us too, and we really appreciate that. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings, and they're about a lot of different topics, so they might be of interest to you. We also do weekly rune readings, which are about your upcoming week, and those include oracle spheres as well as angel numbers involved with those, so you might check those out as well. We do put out videos every week, so please come back and see us again, and we'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the yellow and green buggies here, I think they are so cute. All right. Now, we do have our tarot cards we're going to be looking at. So we'll be doing those. We will be looking at our charms, a few of those. And we're also going to do our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you're going to get an answer to. This could be about your future children. That might be a good opportunity to ask a question about them. Or it could be on any topic you really want it to be on. But that just might be something appropriate for this reading. Remember, this is kind of an idea of your future children, how many you're going to have, whether they're going to be boys or girls, what the personalities might be like, what your relationship with them might be like, that kind of thing. So we're going to be looking at that and taking a look at whatever Spirit wants to show us and have come through. So let's find out. All right, we have the Devil. We have the 9 of Cups. Oh my, okay. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the World Tree. Okay. We have the Wheel of the Year. We have the Five of Athamas or Swords. We have the Princess of Swords. We have the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups. Wow. Okay. I'm getting a few mixed signals here. I feel like you're going to have more than one child. I think it's going to be at least two. But I think there's a possibility for some of you that it might be 3 or 4. But it's really weird because I'm getting a lot of things kind of running through me here. So let me see if I can kind of calm it down a little bit and kind of get the right thing here. I think for many of you, a good portion of you, you're going to have 2 children, a boy and a girl. I think they're going to be 2 to 3 years apart. And I think the boy is going to be mischievous in a lot of ways. I think he's going to have a mischievous type of personality. And I do feel like maybe in the teenage years, or, you know, you're going to have some difficulties for a while. I feel like you're going to have some conflicts, normal teenage angst, maybe some other things like that. You might even be kind of estranged from them for a little while until, you know, they come back to you. I feel like you're going to feel like, you know, maybe you're going to have some issues. But what's really good about knowing that now is you can maybe change the outcome some so that you have a closer relationship, so that you feel better about your relationship. The Nine of Cups is kind of showing that, where you can get that peace and that tranquility and that happiness. You can manifest that and you can do that. So I do feel like that is something that you can work on, but that if you start to notice, especially what I get is the son especially, and I think the daughter a little bit too, because they're going to be very close. I think they're going to be close to each other. Even though they're 2 to 3 years apart, I think they're going to be in a very close relationship. I think the son might be born first. And so he might feel protective of his sister, but I think she's going to feel very close to him and look up to him and that kind of thing. So she might try to follow his lead. She might, you know, I see her smiling a lot, laughing, being a very cheerful child. But the little boy, I see him being very mischievous is the word that comes to mind. I see him kind of getting into trouble, but not serious trouble, you know, not like big criminal trouble or anything like that. It's more, you know, getting in trouble because he does things he probably shouldn't do, or because, you know, he, you know, goes off on his own and, you know, does a few things that, you know, people are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? That kind of thing. But I do think that deep down, they're both very good children. They're both very moral. They're, like I said, the girl especially, I see her smiling a lot, and very happy and very cheerful. So I am thinking that, you know, they have that really close, I really feel like that there's that really close relationship together. And like I said, I really feel like the boy's going to feel very protective of his younger sister. I feel like he's going to want to keep her from having problems with other people, keep her away from other stuff. And even though sometimes he might dabble in a few things that maybe he shouldn't do, or do a few things, he wouldn't want that for her. So he tries to keep her away from that kind of stuff, or protects her from doing that kind of stuff. He maybe even a little bit overprotective. You know, and I see them working very well together. I see them spending a lot of time together, especially as children and young adults. I feel like when they're older, that they would talk to each other on the phone a lot, ask each other for advice, things like that. So it's very cool to know that they're going to have a very close relationship with each other. I'm having a little trouble knowing the relationship you're going to have with your daughter. I don't see it as being a bad relationship in any way, but I don't necessarily feel any super great closeness, or, I'm not sure about, whether or not you'd feel really close and want to go out and do things together or spend a lot of time together or do any of that. I'm not necessarily seeing that for sure one way or another, so I guess that just depends on circumstances or how, you go about doing things as you get older. So the one warning I would have is watch out for that rebelliousness and stuff. And that might be the reason why, since he is kind of mischievous and other stuff, that might be the reason why there is that little bit of a separation in later years for a little while, or a little bit of a conflict with you, or some problems. Because, you might not like a lot of the stuff that he does. And of course, he goes off and does his own thing, and he might, think you're overbearing or other things like that. That's sometimes a relationship parents have with their children. So that's the only real warning I have as far as the children go, is be careful of that, because you don't want to have that feeling of, loneliness or loss, or that, you have kind of a broken relationship, because I do feel like you could have a closer relationship with them if you decided to do so and be at peace with your relationship with your children. I do feel like that is definitely something. We do have the world tree. The world card is basically getting, everything. And the wheel of the year is really good too. It shows that there's cycles. So I think there's going to be cycles to your relationship. The wheel of the year definitely shows that there's, spring, summer, fall, winter, we go through different cycles. And I do feel like you will have cyclical relationships with your children. I do feel like that is the one thing. Now, like I said, most of you, I feel like you're going to have 2 children. There is a small number of you that are watching this reading that I feel like you're going to have around 4 children instead of 2. And that one, those children, I think, are probably, let me think of how I feel about them. I think they're a mixture for each of you. So this is really weird. There's not a lot of you watching this reading that's going to have more than 2, but the few of you that are going to have like 3 or 4, it's some of you it's going to be 2 boys, 2 girls. Some of you it's going to be 3 boys and a girl, that kind of thing. It's kind of a split between you guys. I do feel like you're still going to have the oldest child is going to be somewhat rebellious, somewhat mischievous, somewhat whatever. There will be another child. It's probably going to be the boy-girl relationship in the first 2 that I talked about earlier with the other people, with the closeness and all that. Now, the other 2 children that I kind of see here for a few of you, like I said, they could be a mixture between boys and girls. I do see maybe another girl and a boy for a lot of you, that kind of thing. They are going to be close to each other, but maybe not as close to the first 2 children. I think that's why I'm seeing them kind of in groups like that. And I do think that there might be a little bit more of an age difference. I think the first 2 might be 2 to 3 years apart, but then there might be a gap of maybe 5 to 8 years before the other 2 are born. And maybe that's why they're not as close to the older 2, possibly. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there for a few of you that are going to have more than 2 children. So if that resonates with you, if you think you might have more than 2, that might be what's going on with you guys there. The younger children, I feel like, are going to be very well behaved, very good children. They might even be twins. I actually kind of see twins for some of you guys. But with them, I'm getting more of an innocent type of feeling, more of a young, like they might stay children longer, if you know what I mean by that. Not, I mean, obviously they're going to grow up the same as everybody else, but they're going to keep that childhood innocence a little longer than some other children might, or than your oldest 2 might. I feel very carefree, very, much like they're going to have a really good, happy childhood, actually. And that they have the opportunity to feel that cheerfulness and that childhood wonder and all that. That's kind of what I feel for those 2. So that's kind of just the energies I'm getting there. Let's see what else the charms might have to tell us. and what we got going on. Oh, that's interesting. Because we got Pisces here. Okay, we got the Dream Star again. That's interesting because we got that on the first one as well. We do have a couple of initials here, an I and a K. Those might be initials of the children. They might be something else might pop into your head when you see it. That kind of thing. So I'm just going to let you guys kind of go with that. We do have the lantern here, which to me symbolizes intelligence, lighting the way. I feel like at least one of the children is going to be the girl, the second girl, is going to be somewhat intuitive. Like I said, she's very happy, carefree kind of child, and I feel like she might have some empathy or be an empath, and have some enlightenment as far as spiritual enlightenment goes. So that's kind of what I see there. Young and strong. So like I said, I think your children are going to be very strong, healthy, be young at heart for quite a while. We have the love and peace. I like that symbol because that means you guys can get that love and peacefulness together and feel good together as a family. So I really like that. We also have the Jack of Swords, which is interesting because the swords are very curious, inspired kind of energy. They're very intelligent, and I do feel like the children will be very intelligent, especially the oldest boy. Like I said, he's very mischievous, and I think in a lot of ways that's because he is so intelligent. They kind of gets in a little bit of trouble here and there because he just kind of doesn't know what to do with himself. You almost get the idea of a kid, off in the garage causing a minor explosion because he's curious about something and he's doing different things. That's kind of the energy I'm kind of seeing here with that. But like I said, they're very intelligent children, and they, know a lot and they can make good decisions too. That's kind of what I'm seeing here with that as well. And they're very curious, like I said, especially the oldest one. So you're going to have to kind of keep on top of that. When you have them, they're going to be very curious children. So you got to, try to feed that curiosity and make sure that has a place to go to. All right, let's look at our oracle spheres. This is where you ask your yes or no type of question and you get an answer to it. We have 4 different stands that the answers appear on. We have gold, purple, green, and blue. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can decide which stand you'd like your answers to appear on. The answers are things like yes, no, maybe, probable, not now, not likely, very likely, things like that. Those are the kind of answers that we get. So keep that in mind when you think of the question so you have an idea of how to phrase your question and what to do. All right, so let's get our answers here. Ooh, the first one, gold, is a no. The second one, purple, is a probable. The third one, green, is a very likely. And the fourth one, blue, is another probable. All right, so the first one, gold, is no. The second one, purple, is probable. The third one, green, is very likely. And the fourth one, blue, is probable again. So there's our oracle sphere answers. Guys, this was kind of a fun reading. I hope you had some answers that you like to hear from us there and had some things that can help you out with your relationship with your children when you have them. Okay, so there's our oracle sphere answers for this week. Guys, this is a really good reading. I hope you guys had some messages that came through and was really good for you. This was kind of fun for me. I haven't done anything like this before, and I really liked it. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. If you put a link on your social media accounts, they can check us out, and that would be very helpful to us. Don't forget to leave us comments in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of different topics. We put out rune readings every week on your upcoming week. That includes our oracle spheres and our angel numbers. And we do put out tarot readings every week as well. So we love to see you in those videos. and we will see you again in the future. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the purple and the pink baby buggies, I thought those were so cute. All right. Remember, this is on your future children. What they might be like, how many you're going to have, what their personalities are, what their relationship with you might be like, that kind of thing. So we're going to take a look and see what Spirit has to tell us about that. We've got our tarot cards. We've got our charms that we'll also look at a few of those. And then we have our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of a yes/no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's see what we got going. We got the Page of Pentacles, the Chariot, oh goodness, Death card, the Lady and the Lord, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Death card again, interesting, and the Moon card. Okay. This is interesting. What I'm kind of getting here is I think there's going to be like two different groups of children. Like, and they may not be your children, they may be stepchildren or some other blended family like that. Because what I'm kind of getting here is I'm thinking there's a couple of older children, thinking of kind of a boy and a girl, or two girls. It could be either way. I think actually it's two girls, but one of them is a lot more boy-like or identifies a little bit more as a boy, or at least dresses like a boy or acts a lot like we think of boys acting. Things like that. But I do think it might be either a boy and a girl or two girls with those kind of characteristics. And then I think that when they're older, like maybe teenage years or whatever, that you might get together with somebody else that has children, or you might get together again and have children with somebody else of your own. I think it could be either way, but I do feel like maybe they already have children, but they're younger. They're more like, 6, 8, 10 kind of age range, and I feel like they're anywhere from 2 to 3 of them, maybe even as many as 4. So I feel like total you're going to have maybe 4 to 5 children, but that there's going to be a big gap, and that the younger ones may not be yours biologically. But that, or that, you get together with somebody that has teenage children, and you have these younger biological children, either way. But I really feel like it's the first way for most of you, that you have a couple of children. I think they're very close in age, maybe even less than a year apart, or about a year, or a little over a year apart. So they're going to be very close in age, I think. And I feel like when they are teenagers or young adults, or somewhere around 14 to 20 age range, somewhere in there, you will get together with somebody that already has 2 to 3 children. I feel like either a boy and a girl, or 2 girls and a boy, if it's 3 children, because I think it's different for some of you, but that it's very similar, so that's why you're all part of the same reading, I think. And those children are only going to be like the 6, 8, 10, 12 age range. They're going to be in that time frame. Okay. So that's kind of the difference that we got going on there. That's kind of the way I'm kind of seeing it. The older children, I think they're going to be a little bit rebellious. I think they're going to be exciting children. They're going to want to do a lot of exciting things. They're going to want to go explore a lot. They're going to want to, ride motorbikes and bicycles, and maybe do tricks on skateboards, maybe go snowboarding, or other things like that. They're going to be very active children. They're going to want to do a lot of things. I don't see them as being especially close. Um, they're going to have a normal sibling rivalry, I think, between the two of them. I don't think they're going to hate each other or anything like that. I think it might be, they might bicker quite a bit. I kind of feel like there might be a lot of bickering going on between the two. Um, but they're both very adventuresome. They're both very rebellious. They both want to go out and explore things. And they are very close in age. So, like I said, I think when they're young, I think you're if the, they both might be in diapers at the same time. They both might be toddlers near each other. I think there's going to be a lot of running around, a lot of activity when they're young, and I think it's going to last throughout their lives. I think they're just going to be very active children. They're going to want to be involved in lots of athletic things or have a lot of groups that they attend. They're not going to be very stay-at-home, studious, um, kind of children. They're going to be very active. And I think the children that are going to come along later, with the next person that you're with, or with whoever you end up blending together. Because the first children, you may not even have a steady partner for. They may be conceived, through artificial insemination or something like that. You may, be a single parent with these children pretty early on. So I'm not saying that you're going to have a horrible, tragic, spouse die, or that you're going to have a really messy divorce or anything like that. It may not be like that for you guys, but for some reason, later on, you are going to get together with somebody else to have this other blended family in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's going to be a pretty happy family. I think they're going to be very active children once again. I don't see them being quite as rebellious as the first two. I see them, they help out a lot around the house. But they're very active. They like to run around a lot. They play soccer. They, like to play outdoors. They're very outdoorsy kind of children. They do those kind of things. So all of your children, I think, for the most part, are going to be that way. There might be one. For those of you that have 5 total instead of 4, there might be one child, it'd be the youngest, and I think it'd be a boy, that might be a little bit more bookish, likes to stay inside and read rather than run around doing things, that kind of thing. Okay, so you might have one child like that if you have 5 total. But I think it's the youngest child that's going to be that way. Or it'll be the oldest of the 3 younger ones, if that makes sense. But I do, and I do think it will be a boy that will be, that studious, a little bit more or less active type of child that we got going on there. So I think you're going to have a very exciting life with your children. I think, it's not going to be a dull moment with any of them. I feel like, you're going to really be excited to be with them and watch them grow and watch their development and what they're doing. I think it's going to be very exciting for you. So that's exciting in of itself. All right, let's go ahead and look at our charms to see if we have any other clues or messages or anything else that might help us out here. Okay, we do have the Leo personality here. So one of the children might be born in July or have that type of energy. We do have the dragon as well. So like I said, we have 2 dragons. Like I said, very fiery children, very passionate, very on the go, very, whatever. We even have the drama hand, so they might be involved in drama as well. So they're very dramatic children too. We do have the Star Kitty, which to me might indicate, I didn't want to say that, you might have lose a spouse or a partner or anything, but there might be some of you who will lose your partner in death, and I hate to say things like that because I want these to be a real cheerful reading and very exciting reading. but it's very possible that that will happen for some of you. Don't dwell on it. Don't freak out. Don't manifest it into being or anything like that. I just wanted to let that be known. But that if that does happen, that they will be looking down on you guys and be very happy. They'll be your guardians, angels. They'll be looking over you. They'll be taking care of you. And it will be eventually an okay situation if that does happen. That is not for everybody for the reading, so that's why I'm telling you not to worry about it, not to freak out about it, not to borrow trouble before it happens. I just wanted to let you know that that is an energy that is there. We do have the diamond, though, which is really good because that is good, steady, hard, being together really solidly. So I really like that. We also have an S, so that could be an initial for one of the children. That could mean something specifically for one of you specifically, that kind of thing. We have a Jack of Spades here. That, to me, is very interesting because that just shows the curiousness of the children. Witty. I think the second child will be very witty. They might be the drama person. They're going to be somebody who is going to be able to flash off comments very quickly and be very funny. They're very alert. They're very mentally alert. They're right on it. Like, they can come back with things just really fast when you say stuff. That's the energy I'm getting from the second child there. So kind of know that. So that's kind of interesting too. These are very interesting children, and they're very fun to be around. I just get this, like I said, a never dull moment. You're gonna be your heart's gonna race a lot with these children, and you're gonna smile a lot about them. You're going to just have lots of exciting times with them. It's gonna be very cool. All right, let's go ahead and look at our oracle spheres as well and see if we can get an answer to our question here. Now, these are our stands. We have purple, gold, blue, and green, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And basically, you think of a yes or no type of question because the answers that come out are yes, no, maybe, probable, not now, very likely, things like that. Those are the types of answers that we get. So keep that in mind when you think of your question. And then you pick which stand you would like your answer to appear on, and then we get our answers. You can ask more than one question and pick a different stand for each one if you like. You can utilize these other ways. Sometimes people have done that as well. So, just do whatever works out best for you. But let's get our answers. All right, the number 1 purple is a very likely. Number 2 gold is also very likely. Number 3 blue is a not sure. Hey, we're having trouble answering green here. Oh, my word. Oh, there we go. Number 4, green is a no. All right, so number 1, purple is very likely. Number 2, gold is very likely. Number 3, blue is not sure. That usually means the answer is not very clear, or some things have to play out before the answer can be given, because it might change the outcome. Number 4, green is a no. So there's our Oracle Sphere answers for the week. I hope you guys had some interesting things come through for the reading. I enjoyed doing the reading. I'm very excited over what these children are going to be like for you in your life. I really would love to hear down the road what this is like, some experiences you have with these children, because I can just sense just so much excitement. Okay, guys, please remember to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to put a link to the channel on your social media account so people can check us out and check out our other videos. We do weekly rune readings that have our oracle spheres and our angel numbers in it. We also do other videos, a lot of timeless tarot readings actually every week on lots of topics, so you might want to check those out as well. We do put out videos every week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.